Roboteers, stand by.
The Mule with Roger Plant.
We're on fibre optic links between the electronics and motor controllers. It all runs from a 12-volt battery, does a lot of damage. Compressed air bottle inside, which powers the legs and the forklift. It's all going very successfully so far.
3, 2, 1, activate.
Well, he spent 4 months building the Mule. There is actually an award in the series for the best engineered robot. And this could be a leading contender. The dummy throws Matilda the wrong way. There go the tusks. But at 80 kilograms, the Mule is too heavy to flip, it would seem. Is it mobile enough to get beyond the spike and then dart beyond the sentinel? Controlling those kicking legs, goes beyond the sentinel. Matilda goes the wrong way. Splendid run by the Mule. A mule, but a mule with pace.
It looked like Matilda was scary there, didn't it?
I should think so too. I've kicked the what's it out of Matilda.
The kick the what's it, will you?
Yeah.
Mind your language too, sir. Those legs, those kicky legs.
Yeah.
How powerful are they then?
Well, they can chuck a Land Rover wheel about 20 feet.
Wow, no wonder Matilda got out the way then, eh?
And the forklift will turn her over, no problem.
You're through to the next round?
Yes.
We'll see you there.
The Mule completing the course and going through, of course. But that means that Phoenix with 8.9 metres could be in trouble.
Roboteers, stand by.
Here comes the Mule.
3, 2, 1, activate.
Roger Plant has spent 3,500 hours undersea in a mini-sub in the North Sea oil fields. He wants to stay afloat here. Look at the power of that compressed gas forklift. Against dead metal. More than holding its own. There are the compressed gas legs that can kick out. I think this is a sturdy robot that can go a long way in the wars. The sergeant can do nothing. The smoke flies, the wheels dig in, and the Mule survives.
The Mule! Come onto the platform. Well, you certainly gave them a run for the money, didn't you?
Yeah, getting used to this.
It's quite a powerful robot, that, isn't it? It was
Yes.
pushing dead metal all the way back.
Yeah. It's giving him a hard time there.
Well, you've done enough to get through to the arena, haven't you?
Yeah.
Give him a round of applause.
The bearded boffin goes through. And in joint first place with Enzyme. Megahertz next up.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
I love the Demon team. Ouch, it says on that hole in the Demon's hardened aluminium shell. Early pressure from the Mule, early aggression from the Mule. The Demon steers into trouble. The Mule nearly flicking it with the forklift. And again coming in on the attack. Steady driving and control, though, by the Demon. Dave Clutterbuck's team have driven well since the early stage of the gauntlet. Look at this. The Mule trying to push it into the PPZ. They're feeling horny. But it's the Demon surviving. Now edging the Mule into that PPZ. I think the Mule's actually steered itself in there in the end, which is trouble because the house robots come in for the duel with the Mule. The Demon is immobilised, I've been told. The Demon's in trouble too. The Mule's under attack from the house robots, but the Demon can't move. Killalot comes in to finish it off. The Mule surviving, the Demon in real trouble.
Well, we're going to have to go for a judge's decision. Before we get that decision, let's look at some of the highlights.
That's the early aggression from the Mule. The Demon does well, though, to steer away from trouble, then pushes the Mule into the PPZ. You'll get points for that. The Mule survives, and that's where the Demon was immobilised.
Well, we have a unanimous decision from the judges. It might be controversial, I'm not sure, but the judges have gone for the Mule. Congratulations! Guys, how do you feel about that?
Well, I think it's fair. We weren't very aggressive. We had a bit of trouble with the drive, and in fact, it's stopped now. So
Yeah, I thought you were immobilised. I think that's what the judges went for in the end.
Mine stopped dead about the same time.
Yeah, but you were much more aggressive before that, weren't you?
If you say so, I was watching him, not me.
Ladies and gentlemen, give them a round of applause.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
Magnificent engineering feat, the Mule. Run number 2, boys, have been splendid entertainment. See the name of Enzyme crossed out on the side. They've already seen the Enzyme boys off. And immediate aggression on the mule. But Roger Plant spins that three-wheel drive away. Motorised from second-hand lawnmowers. In underneath goes Plunderbird 2. That forklift, no good for Roger. Went on top of Plunderbird 2, digging in. Out comes the leg to try and flick Plunderbird 2 away. He's doing all he can to survive. The grisly list of victims on the side of Plunderbird 2 into the PPZ. It means that Shunt can come in, the mule gets away. Now comes in for a ram of its own. Very close this.
And the judges have gone for Plunderbird 2. Plunderbird 2, come onto the podium.
From Somerset, Big Cheese.
And it is. It's one of the heaviest in its class. They've used guided missile and submarine components. The wheels come from go-karts, and the lifting arm and spike could mean it's all Gorgons over for opponents.
This is the Big Cheese, and I'm the team captain, Roger. This is Paul and John, my partners in crime for this outrageous venture. It's a very powerful robot. It's got a two-stroke petrol engine driving it, and only one weapon, which is this lifting arm, which also cuts and slices everything around. Will lift anything that it comes up against. And it's quite fast, very manoeuvrable, and very dangerous. At the moment he's nice and peacefully asleep, but when you wake him up, he's very dangerous indeed.
From Devon, Shrapnel.
Very much lawnmower based. The weapon's modified cutting drums. At only 4 miles an hour, it's the second slowest in the heat, but there's zero ground clearance, which means it'll be difficult to flip over.
Hi, I'm Andrew. This is David and Alan, and we are the Shrapnel team. This is our robot Shrapnel. It weighs 79.4 kilos and is on the very limit of the maximum weight for the heavyweight category. This is the main weapon, which was a lawnmower blade. It's been cut down and forms a staggered cutting action. Lights on the front, and inside is an angled steel chassis. There's 2 wheelchair motors to drive the robot, and also a wheelchair motor to drive the actual weapon itself.
Roboteers, stand by.
The Big Cheese, with Roger Plant, a mini sub-pilot, and Shrapnel,
3,
driven by Andrew Maddock, the 30-year-old.
1, activate.
Big Cheese first to move. At £3,000 to build, it cost 10 times the amount in the design and construction of Shrapnel, edging away ponderously towards Sergeant Bash. Not a wise move. You can see there the cutting drums in the front, but you can also see the hydraulic lifting arm of the Big Cheese immediately coming into play. Pit, pit, pit. They want the end of Shrapnel very, very quickly. Lift it up. And it's going in the pit. And that will be the end of Shrapnel imminently. Slowly, ponderously it is. But inevitably, there she goes. The Big Cheese the winner. And it was ever so easy.
Cease.
Uplifting stuff. Big Cheese takes Shrapnel out. Big Cheese goes through. Let's hear it for Big Cheese.
The Big Cheese, Roger Plant there in the middle with a beard. He said he could take on and beat Killalot, remember? And Anarachophobia. I wonder if David Kingsbury, the captain, will be sick this time. Let's hope not. Oh, looks okay.
Roboteers, stand by.
The Big Cheese. Roger Plant and his team. They look powerful. Anarachophobia looks sleek. With David Kingsbury, Dad Miles at the control, and young Jonathan Metcalf at the weapons. Anarachophobia, controlled by Dad. Good turn. Nice little dance and pirouette. Look at that hammer. That comes out with such rapidity and force. We thought, oh goodness me, we thought the chain-mail drive would be the main weapon of an Anarachophobia, but I think it's that hammer. Look at it! Coming out again, flailing away. No damage caused to the big cheese, you see? More powerful, it would seem. Certainly the heavier of the two robots, capable of edging away from Anarachophobia, twice dangerously near the pit now. And now, taking on Killalot. Well, they really are living dangerously on the edge of that pit. The great lifting ram of the big cheese. Just there, sliding down once again, almost crushing Anarachophobia. And they did that well and pushed Anarachophobia into the pit. And that's splendid control by the big cheese.
And the winner, of course, is Big Cheese. Big Cheese, come and talk to me. Well, is this the biggest robot in the competition?
Nah, it's the best.
It's the best.
Definitely.
This arm,
Yeah.
how strong is it?
It lifts 500 kilos.
I heard it could lift a whole Mini.
Yes.
And you've got photographs of it
We've
lifting
got a
Mini.
video of it.
Well, you're going to have to show us at some stage.
Yeah, it's secret at the moment. It's top secret, that video.
It's a
yeah.
top secret. What do you think your chances are?
Good as any, given good luck or no bad luck.
Quietly confident, the boys from Big Cheese.
Yeah.
Let's have a morsel of Big Cheese.
David against Goliath here. The big cheese, heavier, bigger. Chaos 2, though. Nippier.
1.
And with George Francis at the controls, they're confident. Great lifting arm of the big cheese against the flipper of Chaos 2. And Roger Plant has steered the big cheese in underneath Chaos 2. Really, for the first time in this heat, in danger, Chaos 2. Look at the speed, though, up to 20 miles an hour. You see, just dancing around the big cheese, which is much more cumbersome. And up and over. How do you like your cheese? Melted? A little bit of Welsh rarebit, perhaps? Up and over we go. And the hopes of the big cheese grated in these early moments. Oh, turned and tossed onto the barbecue fires. But of course, the big cheese comes again, and once more underneath Chaos 2, and this time rolling Chaos 2 up and over. Now we'll see what George Francis is made of. And there's the Shremek, the self-righting mechanism. Such a feature in this series of Robot Wars. Up and over. They had it in the last wars with Chaos 1, and again, a hugely beneficial feature of Chaos 2. Driving it underneath Big Cheese and flipping it up and over this time. And let me tell you, the Big Cheese weighs as much as an adult. That's the power of this little machine. Chaos 2, but look at this from the Big Cheese. Oh, trying so hard to right itself here. Roger Plant can't quite turn the Big Cheese up and over. The wedge is up on its side, and look, Chaos 2 senses victory because they know there's nothing more from the Big Cheese. And in comes Sir Killalot. And remember what Roger Plant said earlier on in the heat. He was capable of beating Sir Killalot, whose spies were out, told him, and this, I'm afraid, is what we call Botribution. Robot style. Revenge for Killalot. Dumping the Big Cheese onto the big flipper, but the Big Cheese sensed that was what was going to happen and got away. Now Sergeant Bash and Killalot in close attention. Look at the shredded side. The Big Cheese torn. Oh, great last over though to flip Bash up and over, and Bash has lost its helmet. Oh, that's splendid stuff. The Big Cheese still capable of wonderful Wars entertainment. You can see George Francis chuckling away there in the Chaos team as well. Brilliant final. Two tremendous robots. And Sergeant Bash is in bits and pieces.
Surrey, Wheelosaurus.
This is the machine which took the bash out of the Sergeant in Series 2, puncturing its gas cylinder. The pram wheels are spiked, the main weapon normally used for cutting wood. Wouldn't it be nice for Bash to get revenge? Those Victorian pram wheels in the Second Wars were about as fast as my old great-great-gran, but it proved sturdier than many people thought, took on Bash. But then the house robots got their revenge. Will it be sturdier this time around?
Hello, I'm Peter Gibson and I'm from Guildford, and this is my robot Wheelosaurus. It's infamous for the Victorian pram wheels and the dustbin lids that offer some protection from the side attack. This year I've got a petrol engine strimmer which drives this blade at the front, and I have a variety of alternative tools in case the opposition warrants it.
From Langport in Somerset, the number 15C, Wheelie Big Cheese.
One of the stars of the last series, the weapon can actually throw 800 kilos into the air. The wheels have golf shoe spikes. It's powered by 2 golf cart motors. So 4! Watch out for this. Roger Plant's machine took on the eventual champions Chaos 2 in the last series. Made a very good fist of it, but in the end flipped up and over. Couldn't recover against George Francis and the boys. In came the house robots, damage in particular caused by Killalot with the stomach-churning drill. That's why they want revenge.
Hello, I'm Roger, that's Paul, and that's John, and this is Wheelie Big Cheese. Toughest robot on the block, all built out of titanium. He's here to avenge the bashing that Big Cheese got last year from the house robots.
From Ipswich, Prize Fighter 2.
The knockout punch comes from that CO2 power flipper and spike. It can dance around the arena with the lawnmower motors, but the polycarbonate shell will have to take a punch better than last time around, dumped out in round 1. It looks so sharp coming into the ring as well, Prize Fighter, but it was more like a featherweight against the heavyweight when it came up against the Addams family and Thing. Now they have to pick themselves up off the canvas.
We're Team Prize Fighter. My name is Roy, I'm the team captain. I'm also the driver of the robot. Over here we have Phil, who is on weapons, and my daughter Sharon, who's the 3rd member of the team. And more importantly, Prize Fighter Mach 2. This is our machine. Its main weapon, which is pneumatically powered, is a flipper at the front here, which is capable of flipping another robot, hopefully out of the arena, and we're just hoping that we do well.
Roboteers, stand by.
The Wheelosaurus creator, Peter Gibson, says he's a retired robot maker for a secret organisation. Wheelie Big Cheese and Roger Plant there on the right-hand side. Great competitor. And Prize Fighter 2 controls Roy Alcock.
2, 1, activate.
Wheelie Big Cheese there on the right-hand side. It's like a Formula 1 racer, doesn't it? A slower start from Wheelosaurus. Oh, and immediately flipped up and over by Prize Fighter. And of course, the Victorian pram wheels, it bounces down okay. Another attack, though, on Wheelosaurus. Now, what's Wheelie Big Cheese doing? Taking on Killalot, looking for revenge right from the start here. Roger Plant ignoring the other competing robots. Is it fair to them? Is it fair to us? It is. It's lovely to see a grudge match like this. Wheelie Big Cheese against Killalot, and don't forget the other house robots, Roger Plant. House robots like Shunt, the great, but it looks like jaws opening up of Wheelie Big Cheese because of the throwing device in the front of it. Now backing on to Prize Fighter Mark 2, slamming it against the arena wall. Again, the lifting device springs open. What's happened to Wheelosaurus there on one side? Sort of a cock-handed approach there from Peter Gibson. Something's gone wrong as, again, Wheelie Big Cheese comes in for a slice of Prize Fighter, bounces off the arena, attacks Wheelosaurus. Wheelosaurus looking a little bit lightweight, but is Prize Fighter immobilised on the arena wall, dangerously near a CPZ. Into the CPZ and the clutches of Killalot. Oh dear, Wheelie Big Cheese is backing away at the right time. Aha! You're mine, Prize Fighter, says Killalot, just getting away. And in comparison to Wheelie Big Cheese's flipper, the flipper at the start, the front of Prize Fighter, looks like a little dessert spoon, nothing more. Killalot will have it for a nice bit of dessert this afternoon. We wait and see. In goes the axe of Shunt. Away and over the arena floor, flipper, and Killalot up and on top of Wheelie Big Cheese. You can see the trundling tracks of Killalot. That's a mighty, heavy Zero, 280 kilos. Killalot on top there of Wheelie Big Cheese. So, is the boast to come true? They can throw 800 kilos, they tell us. Come on then, throw Killalot. Go on, throw Killalot. You can't. You can't. The pit descends 1-0 to the House Robots, I think there. Roger Plant, don't you? Oh, into the pit. Who's gone into the pit first? It's mayhem out there. That's a confusion. Who was in first? They're all in. Oh, great stuff. Take on the House Robots. Yeah, right.
Oh, severe carnage. All 3 robots end up in the pit. The judges want to see that battle again, so let's take another look.
Oh, that was sensational stuff. Wheelie Big Cheese, the aggressive throughout. Prize Fighter slammed against the arena wall, and I think that's where the damage came from Shunt. And afterwards, just have a look at Prize Fighter 2. Is it under control or is it just spinning? Is it in fact being dragged around by the House Robots? And because they came in, it's a signal that it was immobilised. I think it must have been immobilised. In goes Wheelie Big Cheese, not quite into the pit. Prize Fighter certainly going in, but I think it was immobilised first. I don't know, the judges will have decided.
Well, I think that's a first for Robot Wars. All 3 robots in the pit, in different orders, but that was quite a mess we saw there, and it has gone to the judges. Big Cheese, you went in first. What do you think the judges will say about that?
We're out. I've no idea.
Well, I can reveal to you who has gone out. And it is...
Go on.
the Prize Fighter team! On a judge's decision. Why? Immobilised for 30 seconds. You know the judges' criteria. Who knows? It is in their hands.
Right.
Are you disappointed?
Yeah, but so it goes, isn't it?
Once you're out, you're out.
Yep, never
judge's
mind.
decision is fine.
Roboteers, stand by.
Wheelie Big Cheese, team captain Roger Plant is fondue a big performance in Robot Wars. And Killatron. Richard Broad, the team captain there on the left-hand side of controls, an aircraft interior fitter by trade.
3, 2, 1, activate.
Just any ordinary chunk of cheese. Oh, Gruyere, you want to come and bet on that? Killatron on the left-hand side. There's Richard Broad. Oh, down comes his axe, but up comes the flipper of Wheelie Big Cheese! And Killatron immediately turned over onto its coxcomb there. And can they recover their senses and their place in Robot Wars? That was a sensational flip from Wheelie Big Cheese. What power, and again! Actually, flicks itself up and over, doesn't it? But can right itself, of course. Oh! There's the old piggyback. This is great stuff. Killatron, over and out. Look at this. Wheelie Big Cheese underneath. Hey, up and over you go. The axe bore the brunt of the fall. I don't know whether or not the Killatron axe will be bendy, pliable, or damaging after that. Sensational stuff from Wheelie Big Cheese. So impressive. Killatron's just about okay. Rocking and a reeling. Wheelie Big Cheese on the attack again, with the wedge of cheese. Hard cheddar for Killatron. Hey! Up and over once again. It's a spree for the Brie boys of Wheelie Big Cheese. And Killatron now about to be attacked by Matilda, by Killalot. Go on, Tildy, you have a go now, says Killalot. Oh, you're too slow, Matilda. Killalot wants to drag it away. Oh, poor old Killatron. Richard and Abdul and Ian. So much painstaking care on these robots. We have fun with them, but you have our admiration out there, each and every one of you. Well, obviously her admiration. See, once you've torched and pitted. Cruella de Vil, it must have been out there in the audience. Killatron's pink paint at the moment. Oh, it's smoking and burning. And pink paint punctured hopes of Killatron. The chainsaw of Matilda. This really is making me weep with joy. Ah, a slow slice. It's better actually when the pain is slower than House Robots. I find. I don't know about you back at home, but I certainly did. A Dead Metal and Matilda and Killalot. Go on, end it now. Killatron into the pits, for mercy's sake. Well done, Wheelie Big Cheese, and mighty impressive it was too. from Roger Plant and Co. And poor old Richard Abdul and Ian, well, they've gone defiant to the end. It's too late now. You're out. Go home. Good night. Farewell. Adieu.
Roboteers, stand by.
Terrific heat final, this.
3, 2, 1.
Two pacey and heavyweight robots, suicidal tendencies on the tracks against the wedge of Wheelie Big Cheese. Don't go anywhere near that front flipper, otherwise it'll be all over, I would imagine, for suicidal tendencies. It can run either way up, but if it can be knocked on its side, that surely will be the end of it. The suicidal tendencies getting in underneath Wheelie Big Cheese. A ground clearance between 0 and 20 millimetres on that gradient you see of Wheelie Big Cheese, up and over suicidal tendencies. Bit of damage being caused for one of them. I can see some shards of metal perhaps on the arena floor. There's the toothpick approach of suicidal tendencies, and Wheelie Big Cheese, there is something still wrong here. I know they replaced the gearbox, but it's not as effective as it was early on, and in comes Dead Metal to attack the studded wheels. Oh, grating metal, did you hear that? Sounded painful. It was Dead Metal as Wheelie Big Cheese tried to flip its way out of trouble. In the end, just gets away. Tendencies comes in on the attack, and again, I don't think there's a great deal of power. There certainly is pace behind the toothpick, but can it really penetrate and cause damage? But it's doing well here. I must admit, I thought this would be easy for Wheelie Big Cheese. Backing on now to suicidal tendencies. The Derby team who lost in the heat final to Mace 2 in the last series, using the spikes to get in underneath Wheelie Big Cheese. This is a tough one here for the boys from Somerset. They were the favourites, I would guess, coming into this heat final. It hasn't worked out for them at all. There's been good aggression all the way through from suicidal tendencies. All the pit descends. Can tendencies ease the cheese towards the pit? Oh, just stayed away. You can hear the groan of the crowd. There you can just see shards, splinters on the arena floor. Damage has certainly been caused. Oh! And suicidal tendencies very, very near the jaws of doom. And the bit of Wheelie Big Cheese on the brink. That is brinkmanship to the extreme. They are dancing with death out there, the two of them. The ref bot takes a close look and backs away sensibly. I'm not too sure if suicidal tendencies has a problem with its left-hand track as we look at it now. I think the left track has been immobilised. Wheelie Big Cheese has driven itself into the pit. And it's a victory against all odds for suicidal tendencies.
Well, as always on Robot Wars, controversy is never very far away. The judges want to have a look at that. The judges aren't happy. It's going to a judge's decision.
Well, I thought it was all over, but the judges think otherwise. Let's see why. It could well be that suicidal tendencies was immobilised for too long, though the aggression was all tendencies for me. Wheelie Big Cheese sustaining damage from Dead Metal, but I think it's key here. Had suicidal tendencies lost control because of the track problem before Cheese went into the pit? Close.
It's hot up here, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's tense up here, isn't it? Aye. Well, the judge has made his decision, and the judge says that suicidal tendencies track wasn't working for a long time during that fight, so he didn't have control. So the judges have gone for Wheelie Big Cheese!
Roboteers, stand by.
Taking on Tornado with Andrew Marchant at the controls there in the middle, David Gamble on the right, Brian Moss on the left, and Wheelie Big Cheese, Roger Plant, an engineer, with the beard at the controls on the right-hand side, Paul Otten and John McGugan with him.
3, 2, 1, activate.
Wheelie Big Cheese had the left-hand drive damaged earlier on in the series. We'll see if it has any effect here. Tornado, very underrated. Many people thought that they would beat the Clusterbot Gemini twins in their heat, but they did. Dancing away from Wheelie Big Cheese. Classic wedge shape, and look at that power I was telling you about of the mighty throwing device. Up goes Tornado, 3 feet off the arena floor and slamming back down. Again, leaving themselves vulnerable to attack. And you can see the power of the weapon actually turns Wheelie Big Cheese up and over. Tornado doesn't have a classic Streamex self-riding mechanism. It can run both ways up. There's the cheese again. But at the moment, it's certainly not a spree for the Brie. But you can and bet that Roger Plant will be driving his machine right on until the end, but they've sustained damage in that CPZ. Look at that! The wheel is buckled and bent, and now it's Tornado's turn to drive on. That is a decisive moment. Wheelie Big Cheese got sucked into the CPZ, the corner patrol zone, and that was when the damage was sustained. Look at that wheel. No mobility left now for Wheelie Big Cheese. Tornado knows if they can stay out of arm's reach of the flipper, they have a real chance here. They can push and shove. No, don't get onto that flipper. Tornado with Andrew Marchant, an electro-acoustic engineer at the controls. Roger Plant there, you saw him at the Wheelie Big Cheese controls. Tornado smoking somewhat. They're okay though, spinning away, so they're still mobile. A little bit of smoke coming up there perhaps. Turning away Tornado, Wheelie Big Cheese, maybe just trying to hang on and go for a judge's decision, and that's what is all that's left for them, because it goes to the judges, Craig.
Well, very close, very tight. I wouldn't like to call it. It's down to our judges.
Well, they'll be judging on style, control, damage and aggression. Wheelie Big Cheese, obviously aggressive early on. In that CPZ there, tussling with Matilda, that was when the damage was sustained, and I wonder if that is the decisive moment in this battle. Very close, Tornado driving on, the more aggressive towards the end.
Well, guys, decision time. The judges have made a decision. They've been looking at style, control, damage and aggression. And the wheels have come off the cheese. His challenge to go for Tornado!
From Clondalkin, Dublin, Dietor.
They always win the Best Sports Award on Robot Wars. They never get very far. Petrol on board, fur-lined, flame jets all over the arena. Get the picture?
Hi, I'm Kieran Byrne. I'm the armour. This is Pete Redmond, he's the captain. And Joe Gavin, the electrician. This is the Robot Dietor 2. We're here to kick ass and chew bubblegum, and we're all out of gum.
From Langport in Somerset, Wheelie Big Cheese.
Beaten in the semi-finals of the Fourth Wars on a judge's decision. I love the titanium throw. It can toss 800 kilos, powered by 2 golf cart motors. Will this be a spree for the Brie?
Hello, I'm Roger. This is Murray. This is John. We're the Wheelie Big Cheese team from Somerset. This is our robot, all built out of titanium. Toughest robot on the block. Here to smash everything else to bits.
Yeah, well, we put 2 of our house robots in with you. Dead metal with the weapon synergy. Also, the frightening figure of the invincible Sir Kill-A-Lot.
Roboteers, stand by.
Roger Plant at the controls of Wheelie Big Cheese and Peter Redmond there with Dietor.
3, 2, 1.
Dietor's got to dance and prance and stay out of range of that mighty titanium flipper, and it's done its own little bit of shoveling work there early on. Dietor is Dr. Zulu at the controls as well with Peter Redmond. Kieran Byrne, as he calls himself. Look at the eyes, they're great, aren't they? Roger Plant builds and designs robots. That's all he does, actually. Well, apart from taking his 4 German Shepherd dogs out for a walk. Oh! One of the eyes has come off to get off. Well, they've turned over. Look at the attack here. Wheelie Big Cheese flips him up and over, and eye shatters completely. Dietor with the spikes on the side to help itself right, I presume. Tossed around the arena by Wheelie Big Cheese. They must self-right shortly, otherwise they'll be counted out. There's the red bot coming in, and Kill-A-Lot as well. Now that's out of order, Kill-A-Lot, because Dietor was not in a CPZ. It had not yet been counted out. Kill-A-Lot should not be doing this. Red bot, get in there. And that's a yellow card. A yellow card for Kill-A-Lot. A new feature of this series of Extreme. Refbot finally stamping his authority and also giving Dietor the red card, of course. They're out of it, they were immobilised, and now the House Robots can come in and finally dump Dietor in the pit or wherever they want to. On the angle grinder there on this side of the arena. Now Killalot can have its chance, but the House Robots, for me, have been getting away with far too much for far too long, and that's why we've said to Refbot, go in there and use your authority on Killalot. Well, rather you than me, Refbot. But Dietor, of course, in bits and pieces. Same old story. Nothing new there then, but they're great sports and they'll be back again. Look at the fur. Why do they look at the fur? It's shredded, there's like a cat's tail in there. Why do they keep lining it with fur? Over the flame pit. There's a little bit of a tail now on Dead Metal as well. The war zone is strewn with parts of Dietor.
Roboteers, stand by.
Chaos 2, the reigning British robot champion, with George Francis, Ian Swan and his son Richard, the teammates. And Wheelie Big Cheese, another superb competitor. It's Roger Plant's creation. Big Murray Wharf with him there. Just to make things spicier, we've thrown in 2 House Robots, Dead Metal with the pincer and the saw, and alongside him, Shunt with the diamond-edged axe, the scoop, and the great pushing power. This should be a thriller. Immediately Chaos 2, bumping underneath Wheelie Big Cheese. Goes for another run, Chaos 2, to try and get in under Wheelie Big Cheese. Simply bounces away. The ground clearance of Chaos 2, 0.01 of a centimetre, very low. But Wheelie Big Cheese needs to get on the attack, try and get in underneath. And at the moment, it's Chaos 2 and George Francis, the reigning British champions, won the last 2 series of Robot Wars. In the main event, doing all the attacking work here. Again, just tossing Wheelie Big Cheese up in the air. I think that's easy to do. The cheese weighs 99 kilograms. Just think about that. It's 1 metre 32 long. It's nearly a metre wide. It's huge. And in come the House Robots now. Shunt and Dead Metal pushing away. The hydraulically powered lifting flipper again opens and closes. Wheelie Big Cheese like a great bird's beak. Chaos 2 underneath that beak. For me, George Francis is on top in this battle. The cheese backing away. See the studs, the spikes on the wheels there to give extra traction, but you can't get traction if you're being thrown through the air, Roger Plant. Now they can nudge back on Chaos 2. Close encounters of the robot kind. This is tight, isn't it? But I think so far Chaos 2 are on top. The place in the All-Star semi-finals at stake, and we're into the last 10 seconds, so it could well go to a judge's decision. They'll decide on style, control, damage and aggression any second now. It'll go to the judges. Competitive, but I thought they were both a little nervy.
A very inconclusive fight. We're going to have to ask the judges on that one. Well, they're making up their minds. Let's have a look at the highlights of that battle.
Well, Chaos 2 are certainly the early aggressors, but they didn't cause great damage. Wheelie Big Cheese, very solid, bouncing down, backing on to Chaos 2. Not great style and control there then, nor from Chaos. Opened itself up for an attack. Chaos 2 the more aggressive. That might just swing it. Might.
And the judges have made their decision. It's unanimous. They've gone for the 2-time British champions, Chaos 2!
From Langport in Somerset, Wheelie Big Cheese.
So a big Robot Wars port salute to Roger Plant's machine at 99 kilos, the lightest in this mayhem. 224-volt motors, a Shremek, and the flipping arm. So it could be a wheeze for the cheese.
Hello, I'm Roger. This is Murray. This is John. We're the Wheelie Big Cheese team from Somerset. This is our robot, all built out of titanium. Toughest robot on the block. Here to smash everything else to bits.
And hoping to cheese him off. Go mental for Ming!
From Somerset, Ming 3.
Never been on the heats before, but it looks good. And the new Razor-esque crushing arm driven by 2 screwdriver electric motors is deadly. Now, did they volunteer or did Dad make them dress up like that?
Hi, I'm Andrew, this is Alexander, this is Oliver, and we are Team Ming. We're here, fresh from the planet Mongo, ready to wreak havoc on any pathetic Earthlings that should happen to get in our way.
And completing today's mayhem lineup, a robot so good they made the toy. It's the mighty, the awesome Hypnodisc!
From Middleton Cheney, Banbury in Oxfordshire, Hypnodisc.
Constructed by the Rose family, will they bloom again with the thorny spinning disc and aluminium and mild steel shell? Will they spin to win or end up in the bin?
Hi, I'm Dave Rose, team captain of Hypnodisc. These are our team members, Derek and our father Ken. We made a number of improvements this Wars, the main one being a much more powerful weapon. It's so awesome, it's going to cause the ultimate disc destruction.
Roboteers, stand by.
There then is Ming 3, Ming the Merciless, with Andrew Cotterill at the controls. Hypnodisc, with an even better weapon, and Wheelie Big Cheese, brainchild of Roger Plant, there at the controls. Dave and Derek Rose controlling Hypnodisc. And just to make things interesting, the pincer and saw of Dead Metal. And alongside that, get away from Dead Metal. You won't get away from Shunt with the axe and the scoop.
3, 2, 1.
Don't forget, only one survivor goes through to our Annihilator final. That's the most awesome weapon we've ever seen on Robot Wars, and it's even better, the weapon on the front of Hypnodisc, dodging away from Wheelie Big Cheese. In comes Ming 3 to enter the fray. Is that wise? Well, they have the crushing arm. Oh, goodness me! And the wheel is shredded on the side there of Ming 3. Look at that dent, that tear in the wheel of Ming 3. What a deadly assault, just slicing down the side of Ming 3 completely, ripping it asunder. Wheelie Big Cheese tries to get out of the way, and no wonder there's a dent. Look at the front of Wheelie Big Cheese as well. There's a huge crevasse dug out of the front of Wheelie Big Cheese. Can anything stop Hypnodisc? Look at the wheel of Wheelie Big Cheese. It's almost sliced in two. And the front tries to get that great cheese jaw opened up to flip and maybe clamp. Ming 3 doesn't know what's hit it. I think Ming 3 could well be immobilised there and then, trying to get back into action. Holes, slices, tears. Well, Wheelie Big Cheese has been created, let's be honest. And as for Hypnodisc, it is pulling everyone under its spell. In it comes again. Ming 3. Battle almost into oblivion, and there goes a whole wheel. A whole wheel has come off. One attack. Oh, there goes the other one, but why not? So, Ming 3, what are you going to do now then, boys? Come on. Back into the action, Ming 3. Creep across the arena floor. Dead Metal's out. But of course, the RevBot. Back to Mongo for Andrew Cotterill. The RevBot's in there, counting down. Wheelie Big Cheese counting down. Ming 3. Hypnodisc has battered everything there. That was awesome. That was deadly, demonic destruction. Poor Alex and Oliver Cotterill. Alex is 11, Oliver is 8. They can't have seen anything like this in their lives. Look, Wheelie Big Cheese, one of its back tyres is almost bent and buckled, but still enough life in Wheelie Big Cheese to get rid of Ming 3. We know Ming 3 is out. We know it's going to be pitted. Wheelie Big Cheese in the grapple of Dead Metal. Oh, and look at this. This is why this is the battle of the night. They love it. Destruction. The sparks fly. Dead Metal slicing into Wheelie Big Cheese. There's the carcass also of Ming 3 in there. On the arena floor, Hypnodisc all gleaming steel and spin and destructive capabilities, and the sparks fly again, littering the arena floor. There's what's left of Ming 3. Into the pit, says one. That's where Wheelie Big Cheese is shoved by Shunt. The house robots have had their say too in this battle, which has had everything. Bravery by Wheelie Big Cheese. Suicidal behaviour by Ming 3 to enter the arena at all. With the truly awesome, spectacular Hypno Disc. That was truly frightening. Beaten in the semi-finals of the Fourth Wars on a judge's decision. I love that massive titanium thrower. It can toss 800 kilos, powered by 2 golf cart motors. I wonder if it'll be hard cheddar for the opponents.
Hello, I'm Roger. This is Murray. This is John. We're the Wheelie Big Cheese team from Somerset. This is our robot, all built out of titanium. Toughest robot on the block. Here to smash everything else to bits.
The Lobster with the claws and that very strong pneumatic CO2 flipper, 15 miles an hour top speed, 95 kilos in weight. Only Pussycat could stop this in the 4th series of the Wars.
We're Team Lobster. My name's Dave. This is Ian. This is our robot Thermidor 2. We're angry. We're ready for a fight. Keep out of our way.
This CO2-powered gas ram spiked flipper comes from an industrial digger. 0 ground clearance, 96 kilos, 12 miles an hour top speeds.
Hello, my name is Ellie, and this is my brother Joe, and over here is my daddy Ian, and this is our secret weapon, a flipper, and this robot is called Bigger Brother.
Chaos 2's never been beaten. It's the reigning British champion. The CO2 flipper's one of the most powerful ever seen. It's thrown more robots out of the arena than any other machine in history. Think you can be successful? Don't forget, there's many a flip twixt cup and lip, and we have house robots in there, like the heavyweight Matilda with the tusks and the flywheel, and alongside Matilda and fighting for us, Sergeant Bash. Watch for its flamethrower, but what a battle of the flippers we have ahead here.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
So, who has the bigger flipper? Chaos 2, top of the picture. Thermidor goes in for, well, a tentative look, nothing more. Out comes Bash! Thermidor gets the first flip in on Bash, who retreats away to fight another day and is toppled. Look at this, Thermidor straight in. Up goes the flipper, Bash flies. Chaos 2 wanted some of the action, and Bigger Brother 2 for that matter. And there goes Bash, toppled by Bigger Brother. Already we can see the power of these pneumatic flippers. This is Wheelie Big Cheese, under pressure from Matilda, and takes a bit of a bash. Wheelie Big Cheese, got those little spikes on the wheels, that's the end of Bash. Wheelie Big Cheese now under pressure from Matilda there on the arena sidewalk. And Chaos 2 slamming into the pit release button. You can hear the siren activated. There's something strange going on, you know, out there. All the robots are attacking the house robots. No one's having a go at each other. Is this some sort of conspiracy against our machines? You dastardly competitors, you. This is not in the rules of house roboteering. I'm sure our poor robots. Bash, look, they're ganging up on him. Killalot, remember this. This is Chaos 2, flipping your friend. It's a flipping frenzy out there, and that's what we wanted. Chaos 2 with George Francis and Bigger Brother, with Ian Watts at the controls and Joe Watts, the weapon operator. He's only 8, combining to send Bash up into the air and crashing down into the CPZ. Now they're after the flamethrower. They want to put Bash out of business for all time, I think. Bash into the CPZ and in trouble as the flamethrower. Has it come off, I wonder? I think the flamethrower has been discombobulated in the corner. The ref bot comes in and says, hang on, I've had enough of this. What's going on? This is terrible teamwork against our boys. Matilda wants a little bit of revenge. Thermidor gets out of the way. Matilda, oh, is there a tear? I think there's a tear for Bash. Is there something going on between Matilda and Bash that we need to know about? We'll find out in the pits maybe a little bit later on. George Francis in there. And Thermidor, the Thermidor team, look at this. With a little flip, not on Matilda, but on Chaos 2. Chaos 2 is overturned. George Francis may smile, And Thermidor 2 at long last has taken on one of the other competitors here. Now dodge that flywheel of Matilda. Thermidor 2 taking on Matilda's tusks. That's better. Wheelie Big Cheese is out of it. I think immobilised top left. Only Thermidor's left to fight here. It's a wearying contest. Too much use of the flipper can leave you tired and drained, obviously. Oh, and one last onslaught. Thermidor is the winner of this. Matilda left alone for the house robots. Well done, Thermidor.
Well, the flipping frenzy turns into flipping carnage, with all the house robots taking a flipping bashing. Let's hear it for the mighty flippers!
From Langport, Wheelie Big Cheese.
Has a big titanium flipper. They can flip a small car, they think. The wheels have spike semi-finalists in Series 4. They have experienced speed and could here get the victory port salute from us all.
From Swanley, Wolverine.
Low and flattish with a front lifter plough, can lift railway sleepers, was a reserve for a previous series, now steps into the spotlight, the floodlight, the moonlight for Wolverine.
Roboteers, stand by.
The Wheelie Big Cheese team, Roger Plant, John McGugan and Murray Wharf, and Gareth Dean and John Reason with Wolverine. In the arena for the house robots, the claws, the lance, the invincible circular lot. And fighting alongside our Knight of the Realm, Shunt, with the axe and the scoop and the huge pushing power.
3, 2, 1, activate.
Wheelie Big Cheese, semi-finalists in the last series, beaten by Tornado, a very good machine. Side by side with Wolverine. You can see there the front lifting scoop of Wolverine, but Wheelie Big Cheese, they say this is the biggest flipper in Robot Wars. Made of titanium, durable, menacing. You can see there the little studs on the wheels to protect them of Wheelie Big Cheese. Roger Plant, the designer and operator, very experienced. Tagged onto the arena side wall there, though, by Wolverine! And Wolverine are over and out! Oh dear, Gareth Dean and John Reason. There's no reasoning with an attack like that by Wheelie Big Cheese. Look at this. In underneath. And over they go. A 0 ground clearance for Wolverine, but somehow Wheelie Big Cheese got in underneath. Brilliant stuff.
Can you see that? Wolverine on his back and baying at the moon. Wheelie Big Cheese, they go through.
Roboteers, stand by.
Will Roger plant his machine into the heat final, or will the Grimm family fairy tale have a happy ending with Axor? In the arena, Sergeant Bash, watch for the long range of that flamethrower. And Matilda, tough exoskeleton, tougher tusks, and the flywheel to boot. Good battle here. Wheelie Big Cheese is the quicker machine. Both 99 kilos, both from Langport in Somerset. Axor flipped! Oh, goodness me, by Wheelie Big Cheese! That has to be a Robot Wars record flip. Look at the distance achieved here. That is immense. Out of the arena, out of the Robot Wars galaxy.
Cease.
Huge power.
Well, I've seen it all now. Did you see how high that robot flew? It must have been 12 seconds and 15 feet. The winner is Wheelie Big Cheese. Come on.
Roboteers, stand by.
Crustacean has the cheese grater. Ian Visser and Dominic Visser in the box, and Roger Plant has noted the cheese grater. Into the arena also comes Dead Metal with the pincer and the saw. And fighting alongside Metal Matilda, the tusks, the flywheel, the tough cold heart.
3, 2, 1, activate.
So will Crush Station grate on Wheelie Big Cheese nerves? Trying to get out of trouble, it seems to me, and run away into the dark recesses of the arena. Wheelie Big Cheese has gone a-hunting. And the cheese in this trap is not to catch a mouse, it's to catch a crab. And meanwhile, Wheelie Big Cheese was flipped by Dead Metal and is under pressure here by Crustacean, which is being nipped itself by Dead Metal. The crab nipped by our own version of a scorpion out there. And Crustacean seems to be wedged on to the arena side grind. It's okay. Is it taking a little bit of damage, or is that just a scraping of a veneer out there, maybe? I think so. They're okay. The crab spins away. Whatever happens in the next few moments, it's been a worthy challenge. Wheelie Big Cheese, that flipper is so powerful. Again, that tactic, Crustacean going for the pit release. Tried to catch hold of Wheelie Big Cheese by the claws and was nearly flung. Do not try that again. Don't forget, this flipper opens as a sort of a massive set of jaws. Flipping the crab up and over again. Very nearly into crab paste. Backs across the arena floor. In comes Wheelie Big Cheese with naked ambition to win this against an undressed crab, because I think the radio receiving aerial has gone. With this attack underneath Crustacean, lifted it up, and look at that, the aerial's gone. They cannot now transmit to Crustacean. Either its manoeuvrability or its weaponry will have gone. Maybe both up in the air, slammed onto the arena floor. And Roger Plant and Wheelie Big Cheese heading through here. Only Tornado stopped them in the semi-finals of Series 4. And Roger's machine about to go through. He really is the big cheese around these parts with that flipper. And what a bold effort it was by Crustacean. First-time competitors. And Ian and a little kiss for Dominic, they did well.
Crustacean turned into fish bait. Wheelie Big Cheese through to the series semi-finals.
Roboteers, stand by.
Dominator 2, Peter, Paul and Chris there in the control pod, and the Wheelie Big Cheese boys, Roger Plant, John and Murray with him. In the arena for the house robots, Shunt first up with the Diamond Edge axe and the scoop. And battling for the house robots too, Dead Metal. The weapons synergy is key.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
A formidable flipper here on Wheelie Big Cheese. Already in this series, it has tossed two machines out of the arena completely. Dominator 2 has the heavy axe, but doesn't want to get involved with Wheelie Big Cheese flipper, and there goes the pit release button activated by Wheelie Big Cheese. Up on its side, Dominator 2 trying to get in underneath Wheelie Big Cheese. They turn together, and there's the flip, and Dominator 2. That must have sailed 8 feet into the air and then down. Wheelie Big Cheese has this phenomenal power this time around. It has already tossed one machine out from halfway across the arena. In the earlier heat, out went Wolverine, out went Axor, and that's the power again on Dominator 2. And what damage has been caused there to Dominator 2's electronics within as they come shuddering down. All hail Dominator 2. Well, it's got some work to do here against the Wheelie Big Cheese machine, defeated by Tornado in the semi-finals of Robot Wars 4, beaten in the heats by Chaos 2 in Robot Wars 3. And so determined here, Roger Plant, to go all the way. Dominator 2 digs its axe down to gain some leverage, acting as a stream-mech, and now comes on the attack. They've got to get some damage in on that Wheelie Big Cheese flipper and stop it operating. Otherwise, you get the sense that Roger Plant is going to line up a broadside attack and come in and flip Dominator once again. That's better driving there from Peter at the controls of Dominator 2. So that Wheelie Big Cheese can't get in underneath its side, its flanks, if you get my drift. Now, Dominator 2 spins away, thought about an attack on Wheelie Big Cheese, which momentarily has stopped. What has happened to Wheelie Big Cheese? It has stopped. Something has gone wrong. That's not moving. Dominator 2 was nudging it. Wheelie Big Cheese has, well, in scientific terms, conked out. Roger Plant, what has happened to your machine? I saw it early on in the series, and I thought this was the one that was going to go all the way because of its formidable, frenzied flipping power. But it has 2 seconds remaining in Robot Wars. Wheelie Big Cheese has gone out. Grated, shredded. And in comes the circular saw there of dead metal. Heat generated, sparks flew. You are Welsh Rabbit. First out, Panic Attack looks to have mended the damage caused to the side skirts then. Kim Davis at the controls with the front lifting forks against Firestorm and the flipper. Is that working fully to its maximum potential though, I wonder? This is the one they'll have to avoid. Because if Wheelie Big Cheese gets a chance to flip you, you are out of here.
Roboteers, stand by.
Panic Attack team on the left, Firestorm on the right. And in their own pod, the Wheelie Big Cheese threesome. The arena for the house robots, Sergeant Bash to confuse things with the flamethrower. And for maximum meltdown, dead metal in there too.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
Hardly mellow yellow out there in the arena. The 3 yellow machines, a banana skin battle developing. Wheelie Big Cheese in the middle, running it underneath Panic Attack's front forks to flip. Firestorm recognising the danger of Wheelie Big Cheese. Hey, look, I better take you out first. Firestorm, at the moment, the speedier of the 3 in there, up to 12 mile an hour top speeds. They're all locked together. What is wrong with Wheelie Big Cheese's flipper? Nothing. Panic Attack spins to the ground. The flipper yawns open. Is it stuck open? No. Like a great yawning mouth, it closes once again. Panic Attack on the pit release button, but not depressing it. Wheelie Big Cheese is against the arena side wall, and Firestorm's flipper nearly came into play then. Trying to toss 99 kilos of cheese out of the arena. A jet of flame, Wheelie Big Cheese is up against it, against that arena side wall. Firestorm doing all the nagging. A real irritant in there, but they need to get out of the CPs, out of the Sergeant Bash can attack them. Wheelie Big Cheese is wedged underneath the side angle grinder, and I don't think can get out of there now. They need to slam that machine into reverse. You can see the studs on the tyres giving them some purchase. Refbot has a look. Wheelie Big Cheese is away. Slams into Sergeant Bash. Hardly advisable. Panic Attack doesn't seem to be mobile. Yes, it is. It just moved. And that'll do. And there you can see the Firestorm boys, and in the background, Kim Davis of Panic Attack concentrating. His machine is just moving. The pit release button has been depressed. Firestorm has done all the work for me thus far, should it go to a judge's decision. Panic Attack hasn't done a great deal, and Wheelie Big Cheese seems to be waging its own war against itself. Firestorm against the arena side wall, and Panic Attack now comes back out. Are they playing cat and mouse? Come into my parlour, said the spider to the fly. Well, I don't know. Panic Attack. Oh, Firestorm's in underneath. Can we see a flip in? No, they've missed an opportunity. Not great style by the Firestorm boys. Missed a chance to attack there. Wheelie Big Cheese. What has happened to Roger Plant's machine? It's being counted out. They're the first to go in this losers melee. Don't forget, the winner of the losers melee goes straight back into the main competition. Panic Attack. Again, susceptible to a Firestorm attack. The cheese is gone. They're out of it. A major surprise act for me in this semi-final. I thought Wheelie Big Cheese with a big number. No, they're not. Firestorm left in there with Panic Attack. And the judges will have to decide which of these two stays in the competition and which goes out at the end. Dead Metal has a say in it. And if anything, Panic Attack finishing the stronger there.